So, not sure who needs to hear this, but sometimes we have to consider if the people in our lives are respectful of things that we go through, like grief. We all grieve differently, we all experience differently, and we must recognize the people in our lives who help us to do this in either a healthy or unhealthy way. Why? Because grief is a natural human process. If we have people in our lives who are not on our same spiritual, mental, or emotional level, it can be hard for them to understand how to approach us when we are vulnerable, sad, or anxious. Perhaps we should be a little more cautious of people who don't seek to understand or respect our grief. I'm speaking to you today to remind those of you with heavy hearts right now that it is 1000% okay to feel your feelings. The best thing that we experience when we are going through this process is the comfort and security of loved ones or even total strangers who can acknowledge and validate our feelings. We don't necessarily need these things. However, it feels damn good when we have a healthy support system that is symbiotically empathetic. Now, that's not to say that we should stay in our sorrow, anger, or frustration. I'm only saying it's important to recognize those people in your life who are willing to be there for you in these moments without judgment, discomfort, or indifference. It's important because these are the people who get you. These people have superpowers of being empathetic and compassionate. They don't even have to experience the hardship firsthand to offer their love to those who are. They are capable of being a friend to their fellow man or woman, or even alien. So, even though everyone's grief process is different, you don't have to walk 10 miles in someone's shoes to know that they are likely exhausted. You simply understand that this person walked 10 miles, and because of this, they may need a drink of water or at least a sip. Let's look at someone who has started a sort of 10-mile-long grieving process and seeks resolution. At the Seeker's Mile 1, onlookers are asking, hey, what are you doing and why are you doing it this way? The Seeker says, I'm going through the process. My process is for me. The Seeker gets to Mile 2 and onlookers ask again, hey, what are you doing and why are you doing it this way? The Seeker says, I'm in a different space and the road is a little easier, but it's still a process. The Seeker gets to Mile 3 and the onlookers ask a third time, hey, what are you doing and why are you doing it this way? The Seeker is frustrated because they're clearly moving along their way towards resolution and acceptance. If it wasn't obvious to the onlookers at Mile 1, 2, Oregon 3, they clearly don't understand the journey. That's okay. Perhaps they've never walked a 10-mile grieving journey or seen anyone else do it. Maybe they've just never walked 10 miles, period. But it just goes to show that these onlookers are not capable of feeling and experiencing the things that you feel or experience. Instead, they sit back and watch unfazed and unbothered. But then the Seeker has those supporters who know that they are on this journey, and at Mile 1, the supporters say, I'm here for you and understand why you're doing this. At Mile 2, the supporters say, I understand, the road's a little different here, but you got this, it's okay. It's okay to feel tired. At Mile 3, the supporters are parked at the mile marker, offering the Seeker a towel from the car to wipe their forehead and a cold bottle of water or beer. Either way, they are there to support, even if it's not needed. So just pay attention to people in your life who are like that. And to clarify, I'm not saying that either one of these proverbial groups of people are better than the other. It's just a reality that we face when we are grieving or going through difficult times. Some people are simply uncomfortable with grief within themselves. So, of course, when others do it, they don't know how to respond. How would you respond to someone saying they're about to walk 10 miles? I'm talking 10 actual miles, foot to ground. There are far too many people who don't know how to respond to that. Some people do walk 10 miles, but they may not actually be human. Just kidding! In all seriousness, it's okay to not understand things firsthand. but it's also important to seek understanding or to at least be respectful instead of being committed to misunderstanding. Keep that in mind. Please also know that it does get better. Whether it's 1, 2, or 10 miles emotionally or physically, remember everyone's journey is different. The earlier miles are hard, but things get easier if you ebb and flow along. Don't allow others to rush you or slow you down. Some journeys will be faster or slower than others. This process is specific to you and only you. Look on the bright side. There is always something fun to do, something funny to laugh at, or something to be grateful for. Let yourself take breaks, breathe deeply, and find the beauty where you can.